So we're getting closer and closer to Mighty Morphin Power Rangers issue 100 as Power Rangers issue 22 comes out next week in August, I believe, unless they change the dates around. I think it's slated for next week, but we are getting closer to Charge to 100, and things are ramping up very crazily in the comics. Now, last month we saw the resurrection of Zane with the Death Ranger Morpher, and somehow the big cliffhanger was that the Death Ranger knew Jason, and people were wondering, how do they know each other? How have they met? Well, in these preview pages, we're going to get an answer. So, I'm reading this off Ranger Command Power Hour. Awesome people, awesome podcast, awesome show. Go check them out. Let's read what this issue is going to be about. And it will contain spoilers if you don't want to see these preview pages. Click off the video when you can. We're going to look at the covers first, then we're going to look at the pages. So if you want to look at the covers with me, stay for that. But when we get to the preview pages, we'll be doing that. Grave mistakes and deadly consequences in Power Rangers 22. Discover Death's unexpected avatar as Charge to 100 continues in August 2022. So, let's read the blurb. We've kind of known about this blurb for a while, but it's all making sense. With a new Ranger wreaking havoc and bringing destruction, Andros realizes the scale of his mistake and that the planet is in grave danger. But when the deadly Ranger seeks a new host, an unexpected and much beloved victim becomes the next tool of death at the expense of the Omegas. So we kind of know who the Death Ranger host is going to be from the preview pages with issue 100. And I've talked about it. But let's look at these covers. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, we got these 4 covers. So here's the main one. We've got a fiery background where everyone's looking battle damaged. We've got Andros in the black suit. We've got Trini. She's got her helmet all cracked. We've got Zach. He's looking pretty banged up. His helmet's not in bad condition, but it does look like it's expanded. That could be the angle it's drawn at, but it looks kind of bloated. So maybe it's taken a lot of damage as well. But yeah, it looks like they're fighting someone. And seeing how Jason isn't there, I'm guessing Jason is going to become the next host for the Death Ranger. And then we have this cover done by Danielle D. Niculo. Now, this image, I've seen this image before. He had this image up like years ago. I don't know if he made this a cover or not, but I know that he drew this and put it on Twitter and stuff like that. Danielle's not on Twitter anymore. I think he got suspended, which is a shame because Danielle would post some really cool stuff. The dude was a fan of One Piece, which is something I appreciated, and he would draw some One Piece characters. But yeah, this is the legacy cover for issue 99. We're almost there at 100 issues, and then we're going to get Power Rangers Recharged coming in September. October. Yeah, October. But here's the Zach cover, which looks pretty good. I do like these covers. These covers look pretty sweet. And then we have the Zane cover done by Vincenzo Riccardi, which is really good. I do like this cover. It's very artistic. I do like the lightning waves and the watercolors and stuff like that. It's a really good looking cover. So let's just close all of these. So we're finally going to look at the preview pages. So if you don't want to see the preview pages now and get spoiled on what's going to happen, and you want to hear my review or read the issue for yourself, click off this video while you can. I'll give you a couple of seconds. Let me just load up these other pages. Okay. Now let's look at the preview pages. So, this looks like it picks up where we last left off, where Zane and Andros saved the day, where Jason is confused about what's going on and how does Zane know Andros, and Zane, I'm using the quotation mark thingies, but I'm not on webcam right now. Here, I'll turn webcam on just for this moment. Zane, we've got Zane here, who is the Death Ranger, is going to... He's basically the Death Ranger. Okay, webcam off. I've done the finger thing, so it's Zane. But yeah. Okay, so this is what popped me when I read this. So the Death Ranger replies with saying, I know you. I have seen your life and I have seen your death. Death is highlighted. So if you're wondering what he means by seeing your death, don't forget, Jason died near the end of Shattered Grid and then he was resurrected. So this guy saw Jason when he died and now he sees his mother. So I do wonder what they're going to explore with the Death Ranger. I do wonder if he's a ranger and like his point of view, because he is the Death Ranger, all he sees around him is like the live stream of like the dead people around him, like all these dead characters in Power Ranger history that he's going to see. It's going to be like that one Yu-Gi-Oh! Filler episode from the Orichalcos arc where there was like the graveyard of dead Yu-Gi-Oh! Characters like Bandit Keith and stuff like that. Characters who had went to the Shadow Realm, but really they had died. So I do wonder if he just sees like dead people. So Jason asks Andros what has he done, and then on the next page they fly the Astro Mega ship out of there and they get to safety, and Jason says, Andros, we're gonna help you and whoever this is, but once we reach Safe Haven, I'm gonna want some answers. And Zane replies with, or the Death Ranger replies with, we are going to Safe Haven, and we heard that the Astro Mega ship powers are firing up, and Jason asks, what are you doing? What is Andros doing? And it's so weird to see Andros like this, where they just blow up the space station that they just invaded, and they fly away, which is a really cool panel. And it's finally cool to see the Astro Mega ship in the comics, and I'm hoping, I hope that Ryan does something with the Astro Mega ship into the Zord mode, and we get to see it combined with the Omega Rangers, or something. We get some kind of like in-space Mighty Morphin Zord fusion. But you see Jason in shock that the ship has blown off, but we get to see what sort of Zane looks like in the suit. You see the silhouette, and you just see this dead white eye through the silhouette. So it looks like Zane's still in his comatose state, his dead state, but he's like a zombie in this form. And then they fly off where they say, it's time to go home. So I do wonder where they're going to go, if they're going to go back to Safe Haven, which I get the feeling they might, because some big important stuff is at Safe Haven that's plot related to the Vox stuff. So this is how Vox might get free. Okay, so then we cut back to Safe Haven. We've got Journey and What's-Their-Face, and they're sort of training the fight on Vox's people. But this is a really cool moment where Journey says that they've been training with Trini, and you can actually see some of Trini's fighting styles sort of being implemented into Journey. Like, you actually see something that looks like the saber-toothed tiger daggers, which is really cool. So you can actually see like Trini's fighting style sort of being taught to Journey, which is really cool. And then we cut back to the Vox people, which we learn some very interesting stuff about Vox's backstory and his planet. So things are going to get interesting. So Arkin says, why do you want to save Vox? Vox is a psychopath and a murderer. And the dude basically says, before Master Vox, Zernix 2 was weak, ruled by corrupt politicians and scheming intellectuals. We abandoned our traditions and became very ashamed of our very history. That is kind of real. But then the Master was touched by the Morphin Grid, and we finally have had our savior. He rallied the Forgotten and led us to our redeemed world. Without him, we have fallen short again. So Vox is sort of like this hero in their eyes, where he overthrew a corrupt politician and all the corrupt people on their planet where although he was murdering and killing people, he was sort of doing the right thing in their eyes. So that's really interesting. So then without him, we have fallen short. And then he says Vox is going to come back and the world's going to burn. So those are the preview pages for Power Rangers issue 22. I'm really excited to read the full issue because I get the feeling this issue is going to be crazy when it comes out. Like, I have no idea what's going to happen. I'm hoping we get another preview page that drops, much like what we got last weekend with the Pink Emissary. Hopefully we'll see that. But either way, I'm really excited for 22 as we get closer to issue 100. And then at the end of the month, we're going to get the Death Ranger comic, and we're going to discover the lore for the Death Ranger, which is something that I can't wait to see as well. Countdown to Ruin was kind of disappointing. I get what they were trying to do with it, but I feel like I'll hype myself up for it. Death Ranger, brand new character, brand new lore. I can't wait to see where it's going to go with this character. So, with that said, I'm going to bring this video to a close. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and thank you so much for watching. Special thanks to all the members such as Swagger4 and Andrew McCoyle. If you want to get your name shouted out like these guys over here, hit the join button and become a YouTube member for special perks and privileges. With that said, I'm out of here. Have a wonderful day or night.